about the matrices with discovery learning method. So don't go anywhere, keep on watching.
An array of numbers, a matrix. This one has 2 rows and 3 columns. Notation. A matrix is usually shown by a capital letter, such as A or B. Each entry or element is shown by a lowercase letter with a subscript of row and columns. Row and columns. So which is the row and which is the columns? Row go left to right, columns go up to down. To remember that rows come before columns, use the word adding. To add two matrices, add the numbers in the matching position. 3, 8, 4, 6 plus 4, 0, 1 minus 9 equals 7, 8, 5 minus 3. These are the calculation. 3 plus 4 equals 7. 8 plus 0 equals 8. 4 plus 1 equals 5. 6 minus 9 equals minus 3. The two matrices must be the same size. The row must match in the size and the columns must match in size. Example, a matrix with 3 rows and 5 columns can be added to another matrix of 3 rows and 5 columns, but it could not be added to a matrix with 3 rows and 4 columns. The negative of a matrix is also simple. These are the calculation. Minus 2 equals minus 2. Minus 7 equals minus 7. Minus 4 equals 4. Subtracting. To subtract two matrices, subtract the numbers in the matching position. 3, 8, 4, 6 minus 4, 0, 1 minus 9 equals minus 1, 8, 3 and 15. These are the calculation. 3 minus 4 equals minus 1. 8 minus 0 equals 8. 4 minus 1 equals 3. 6 minus 9 equals 15. Note, subtracting is actually defined as the addition of a negative matrix multiplied by a constant. We can multiply a matrix by a constant. The value 2 in this case, 2 multiplied by 4, 0, 1 and minus 9 equals 8, 0, 2 minus 18. These are the calculation. 2 multiplied by 4 equals 8. 2 multiplied by 0 equals 0. 2 multiplied by 1 equals 8. 2 multiplied by minus 9 equals minus 18. We call the constant as visually. This is called scalar multiplication. Multiplying a matrix by another matrix. But to multiply a matrix by another matrix, we need to do the dot products of rows and columns. What does it mean? Let us see with an example. To work out the answer for the first row and first column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 multiplied by 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The dot product is where we multiply matching members then sum up. 1, 2, 3 multiplied by 7, 9, 11 equals 7 plus 18 plus 13, 3 equals 58. We match the first member 1 and 7, multiplying them. Likewise for the second members 2 and 9, and the third members 3 and 11, and finally sum them up. Want to see another example? Here is for the first row and the second column. 1, 2, 3 multiplied by 8, 10, 12 equals 8 plus 20 plus 13, 64. We can do the same thing for the second row and the first column, and for the second row and the second columns, and we get 48, 64, 139, 154.
Identity matrix. The identity matrix is the matrix equivalent of the number 1. A equals 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. A 3 multiplied by 3 identity matrix. It is square, has same number of rows as columns. It can be large or small. Example, 2 multiplied by 2 or 100 multiplied by 100 and 1 whatever. It has 1 on the main diagonal and 0 everywhere else. Its symbol is the capital letter I. It is a special matrix because when we multiply by it, the original is unchanged. Multiplied by I equals A. I multiplied by order of multiplication. In arithmetic, we are used to 3 multiplied by 5 equals 5 multiplied by 3, the commutative law of the multiplication. But this is not generally true for the matrices. Matrix multiplication is not commutative. B is not same B I. When we change the order of multiplication, the answer is usually different. Example, see how changing the order affects this multiplication. 1, 2, 3, 4 multiplied by 2, 0, 1, 2. 0 plus 4, 6 plus 4, 0 plus 8 equals 4, 4, 10, 8. 2, 0, 1, 2 multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 2 plus 0, 4 plus 1 plus 6, 2 plus 8 equals 2, 4, 7, 8. The answers are different. It can have the same result, such when one matrix is the identity matrix.
Dividing. And what about the division? Well, we don't actually divide matrix. We do it this way. A divided by B equals A multiplied by 1 divided B, and A multiplied by B inverse. So we don't divide it. Instead, we multiply by an inverse. And there are
What is the inverse of a matrix? This is the reciprocal of a number 8. Reciprocal of a number 1 divided by 8. The inverse of a matrix is the same idea, but we write it A inverse. Why not 1 divided by A? Because we don't divide it by a matrix. And anyway, 1 divided by 8 can also be written 8 the power of minus 1. And there are other similarities. When we multiply by a number by its reciprocal, we get 1. 8 multiplied by 1 divided by 8 equals 1. When we multiply a matrix by its inverse, we get the identity matrix, which is like 1 for matrices. A multiplied by A inverse equals I. 1 divided by 8 multiplied by 8 equals 1. A inverse multiplied by A equals I. Definition. Here is the definition. The inverse of A is A inverse only when A multiplied by A inverse equals A inverse multiplied by A equals I. Sometimes there is no inverse at all. 2 multiply 2 matrix. Okay, how do we calculate the inverse? Well, for a 2 multiply 2 matrix, the inverse is A, B, C, D inverse equals 1 divided by AD minus BC. This is a determinant multiplied by D minus B minus C in A. In other words, swap the position of A and D, put negative in front of B and C, and divided everything by the AD minus BC or determinant. Let us try an example. 4, 7, 2, 6 inverse equals divided by 4 multiplied by 6 minus 7 multiplied by 2. Multiply 6 minus 7 minus 2, 4 equals 1 divided by 10 multiplied by 6 minus 7 minus 2, 4 equals 0.6 minus 0.7 minus 0.2, 0.4. How do we know this is the right answer? Remember, it must be true that A multiply A inverse equals I. So let us check to see what happened when we multiply the matrix by its inverse. 4, 7, 2, 6 multiplied by 0.6 minus 0.7 minus 0.2, 0.4 equals 2.4 minus 1.4 minus 2.8 plus 2.8, 1.2 minus 1.2 minus 1.4 plus 2.4 equals 1, 0, 0, 1. It will also be true that A inverse multiplied by A equals I. Do we need an inverse? Because with matrices, we don't divide it. Seriously, there is no concept of dividing by a matrix, but
Transposing. To transpose a matrix, swap the rows and columns. We put a T in the top right hand corner to mean transpose. 6, 4, 24, 1 minus 9, 8. To transpose in 6, 1, 4 minus 9, 24. I will gonna try this test for my student using discovery learning method, so they will looking for a solve from the problem that I give. There are 2 numbers of this problem. I hope they can do it well.
Yes, I have this. What's your answer? Now you bring it. Why? A matrix with 2 rows and 2 columns, it could not to be added with 3 rows and 2 columns. Because the rows and the columns can mention size. Good job, your answer is right. Okay, thank you, Miss. If you don't do, yes, Miss. What's your answer? My answer is 2, 1, 3, 4, 4.
Solve the problem that I give well, and they can explore the answer from the general formula that I give. Therefore, this learning method is work. I hope this will be useful for our class. Sorry for all my mistake. Thank you. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.